Put it here, maybe.
This one is right.
Click, yeah.
What about this?
This one
This is also right
is, yeah.
side.
But you can still put it the other way. Try it the other way. Do it.
How can I do that?
Where do you want to put it?
I want to make this right sided.
The clip should come off. No, I don't think it'll change. The clip's already clipped on. It's already clipped on, so it won't change. You just have to put it like that. Everyone just like to take a seat. Just like to say, just after that, everyone before inshallah, we quickly get started. So we have extra time. Just a few things to bear in mind. A bucket will be passed around for those of you who are not aware. The Islamic Society here at Uclan has launched a CT scanner appeal in conjunction with the NHS and the Royal Preston Hospital, and we'll be raising funds for the hospital to buy a CT scanner. So inshallah, a bucket will be going around, so everybody is requested to donate generously. And the second thing is, for anybody who wants to volunteer, we will be doing a one-year-long fundraising appeal. So anyone who wants to get involved in any of the fundraising activities or has any ideas in which we can in ways in which we can fundraise, then everyone is requested to leave their names at the back and their email addresses so we can contact you when any fundraising comes available. Also, another thing is if everyone can switch their phones off so it doesn't interact with the system. And the other one of the announcement was that just so people are aware that on the 12th of March, Discover Islam Week, which will be taking place, people are already aware. We have it every year. It'll be a week long, a week full of activities and lectures and seminars. So everybody is requested to watch this space. So without much further ado, just one point. After the first talk, we'll have the Maghrib Salah. So as the brothers are aware, we'll pray behind the screens at the back in the room, and the sisters can pray at the front. So without much further ado, I'd like to invite Dr. Oktar. Just like to say, obviously, the two doctors have come all the way from Turkey, so Uclan and Islamic Society are very humble to host them. So I'd like everyone to just put their hands together for Dr. Oktar.
Assalamu alaikum and hello everybody. My name is Oktar Babuna. I'm a medical doctor, neurosurgeon from Turkey, brain surgeon, and I represent Harun Yahya. Harun Yahya is the pen name of Mr. Adnan Oktar. He is a Muslim intellectual who has more than 300 books, science, faith, and politics related. Mr. Adnan Oktar attaches much importance to Darwinism because Darwinism, which denies the existence of a creator, has been the ideological foundation of the many perverted ideologies of the 20th century, such as communism, fascism, anarchism, terrorism, racism, are all founded upon the concepts of Darwinism. And I'll give you scientific evidences for this. I'd like to start with Richard Dawkins. Richard Dawkins, from here, and he is #1 evolutionist of the world, and he's also a militant atheist. Dawkins said, before Darwin, it was difficult to be an intellectually fulfilled atheist, and Darwin made it easy to become an intellectual atheist. That is the reason why Darwinism is defended against so many scientific evidences to keep atheism alive. Stephen Jay Gould is a Harvard paleontologist. Paleontologist means fossil scientist. He is a very prominent Darwinist of the 20th century. Jay Gould said, Darwin applied a consistency philosophy of materialism to his interpretation of nature. So basically, Darwinism is application of materialism onto the nature. Matter is the ground of all existence. Mind, spirit, and God as well are just words that express the wondrous result of neuronal complexity. Materialism, which is an old religion which goes back to the time of the ancient Greece, absolutely rejects the existence anything beyond matter. However, science is not obliged to accept such a dogma. Science means exploring nature and deriving conclusion from one's findings. If these findings lead to conclusion that nature is created, science has to accept this. This is the duty of a true scientist, not defending impossible scenarios by clinging to the outdated materialist dogmas of the 19th century. However, the concepts of Darwinism, struggle for survival, survival of the fittest, and the strong individuals survive by crushing the weak individuals, and conflict is the cause of the progress, these ideas were taken from Darwinism and applied into the societies and individual life under the name of social Darwinism. So according to Darwin, there was a ruthless struggle, an eternal conflict into nature. So according to this, the strong always overcomes the weak, and this enables the development to take place. So basically, by application of these ideas to the societies, communism, fascism, anarchism, terrorism, racism, and wild capitalism has emerged. I'd like to start with communism. You see the communist leaders, the founders of the communism, Karl Marx, Engels, and Trotsky, and many others. Now, I'll give you evidence why communism is founded upon Darwinism. As soon as the book of Charles Darwin came out in 1959, The Origin of Species, this is a letter what Marx wrote to Engels in 1860. He said, this is the book, he's talking about Charles Darwin's book. Actually, he dedicated this book, Das Kapital, to Charles Darwin. This is the book which contains the basis in natural history for our view. So that tells us everything, which means communism is dialectical materialism. There is a dialectics, and the dialectics of the history, and dialectics of the classes, struggle between the classes, proletariat and capitalist system. And he used just Darwinism as a so-called scientific justification for Marxism. This is exactly what he says. This is the basis, he says, for Darwinism in natural history for our view. In another letter, Marx said, Darwin's book is very important and serves me as a basis in natural science for the class struggle in history. For his class struggle in history, dialectical materialism, he used Darwinism as the so-called scientific justification. So basically, Darwinism and its concepts inevitably leads to communism. And the communism inevitably leads to violence and the terror. Vladimir Lenin is the one who put Marx's ideas into practice. Lenin said, the whole theory of Marx is an application of the theory of evolution in its most consistent, complete, well-considered, and fruitful form to modern capitalism. This tells us everything. So basically, if you apply Darwinism onto the societies, it comes out as Marxism. So Marxism is basically, this ideology is basically founded upon the concepts of Darwinism, and it is the so-called scientific justification of Marxism. Stalin is one of the bloodiest dictators of the entire human history. This dictator of the communist Russia, he said, there are three things that we do to disabuse the minds of our seminary students. We had to teach them the age of the earth, the geologic origin, and Darwin's teachings. Yes, he taught Darwin's teachings in the communist Russia. And during his time, more than 20 million people were killed. Mao is the communist leader of the China. Mao said, Chinese socialism is founded upon Darwin and the theory of evolution. And during his time, Darwinism was started in China, and during his time, more than 60 million people were killed.